direct from a private mansion in Paris, a magnificent four-piece, antique French, 950 sterling silver and Vermeil tea set, by France's premier French silversmith, Jean-Baptiste Odiot, plus an accompanying 950 sterling silver serving tray by French silversmith Henin, circa 1890s. The annals of French decorative arts reserve a place of particular distinction for the House of Odiot, a dynasty of silversmiths whose creations came to define luxury during the 19th century. Among their most celebrated works, the sterling silver tea sets produced during this period represent the absolute zenith of both technical mastery and artistic expression in the métier of silversmithing. In addition, Henin's creations, particularly his serving trays, remain among the most coveted pieces of antique silverware. His work exemplifies the pinnacle of luxury, precision, and artistic refinement. The foundation of Odiot's supremacy in silver tea service production lies in its uncompromising approach to materials and technique. Unlike contemporary workshops that might employ the standard 925 sterling silver, Odiot insisted on working with the purer 950 grade, an alloy containing 95% pure silver with only 5% copper. This formulation, while more challenging to work with due to its softness, yielded objects of exceptional luminosity and resonance. Master craftsmen employed a combination of traditional techniques including repousse, chasing, and hand-raising to transform these precious sheets of metal into objects of both utility and high art. The process of creating a single teapot might involve upwards of 200 hours of skilled labor, with specialists dedicating entire careers to perfecting specific elements, such as spout formation or hinge mechanisms. Odiot's tea services, particularly from the Empire through the Second Empire periods, demonstrate an evolution in style that mirrored France's changing political and aesthetic landscapes. Early 19th century examples show the influence of the Napoleonic Egyptian campaign, with sphinx motifs and palmettes adorning the surfaces. The Restoration period saw a return to more overtly royalist symbolism, with fleur-de-lis and other Bourbon imagery discreetly incorporated into the designs. By the time of Napoleon III, Odiot had mastered the art of eclecticism, producing services that might combine Renaissance revival elements with Orientalist touches to satisfy the diverse tastes of the Second Empire's nouveau riche clientele. The patronage of European royalty served as both testament to and catalyst for Odiot's preeminence. Napoleon Bonaparte himself commissioned multiple tea services from the firm, including one legendary ensemble that traveled with him during the 1805 campaign, and was later gifted to Tsar Alexander I as part of the Treaty of Tilsit negotiations. The Bourbon Restoration saw Louis XVIII order an elaborate service featuring his cipher and diamonds, while his successor Charles X preferred simpler, neoclassical designs. Perhaps most significantly, Odiot became the favored silversmith of Louis Philippe's bourgeois monarchy, producing tea services that balanced royal grandeur with the more subdued elegance preferred by the citizen king. This royal endorsement created a ripple effect through European courts, with nearly every ruling house of the continent acquiring Odiot services, either through direct commission or diplomatic gift exchange. International exhibitions served as the proving grounds where Odiot's tea services cemented their reputation as the standard against which all others were measured. The Great Exhibition of 1851 in London's Crystal Palace featured an Odiot tea service that drew particular admiration for its combination of technical perfection and artistic daring. Contemporary accounts describe how the service's intricate grapevine motif, with each tendril and leaf rendered in high relief, appeared to grow organically from the surface of the silver. The Paris Exposition Universelle of 1855 saw Odiot awarded the highest honors for a tea service that incorporated innovative heating technology. These public triumphs translated directly into commercial success, with wealthy industrialists and financiers across Europe and America queuing to acquire services that bore the same hallmarks as those in royal collections. The composition of a complete Odiot tea service reveals much about both the artistry and the social rituals it was designed to serve. A grand service might include up to 30 separate pieces. Each element followed a unified design vocabulary while being tailored to its specific function. The sugar tongs, for instance, might feature delicate shell grips, the eck of the gadrooning on the bowl's rims, while the tea caddy spoons could incorporate tiny seed pearl details at their terminals. This holistic approach to design ensured visual harmony across the service, while allowing each piece to shine individually when used in the elaborate tea ceremonies of the period. Odiot's mastery of surface decoration set its tea services apart from competitors. The firm employed a team of specialist chasers who could render everything from mythological scenes to botanical studies with photographic precision in silver. A particularly celebrated technique involved the use of differential polishing to create tonal variations. Gilding, when applied, was never used indiscriminately, but rather as strategic highlights. The result was a dynamic play of textures and reflections that brought the silver to life as it moved through the ritual of tea service. The functional engineering of Odiot's tea wares demonstrated an equal commitment to excellence. Spouts were scientifically designed to create laminar flow. Handles, often of ivory or exotic woods to insulate against heat, were ergonomically shaped to fit comfortably in the hand, whether the user was seated at table or standing to pour. Lids incorporated clever counterweights, so they would stay upright when opened, rather than flopping backward dangerously. Even the placement of decorative elements served practical purposes. This marriage of beauty and utility epitomized the French concept of useful luxury. The cultural significance of Odiot tea services extended far beyond their material worth. In an age when the taking of tea represented one of the primary rituals of social interaction, the quality of a household's tea service communicated volumes about its status and taste. An Odiot service announced that its owner belonged to the absolute pinnacle of society, someone who valued tradition but appreciated innovation, who understood both art and utility. This symbolic weight explains why so many services were commissioned to mark important life events, marriages, inheritances, diplomatic appointments, and why they so often feature in contemporary portraits and interior scenes as carefully arranged status symbols. Henin's tea service serving trays represent the zenith of Henin's artistry. Designed for both practicality and display, they range from understated elegance to lavishly decorated showpieces. Some featured mirrored surfaces to reflect candlelight during evening gatherings, while others incorporated gilded accents to enhance their visual grandeur. Collectors and museums alike prize these pieces not only for their historical significance, but also for their enduring functionality, proof that true craftsmanship transcends time. Henin's legacy is defined by impeccable craftsmanship, distinguished royal and aristocratic patronage, and recognition at prestigious international exhibitions. At Online Silver Store, we pride ourselves on being able to offer you the highest quality French antique, sterling silver products at the best prices available, both online and here in Paris. We regularly monitor both the local antique market and the international online market to ensure we offer you the best value for money, with flexible, interest-free payment plans and 100% buyer protection. Buy with confidence.